Hey people, what is up? You are back for another episode of Unapologetically. And I am Don Juan. If this is your first time tuning in, I would like for you to do three things for me. Like, share, and subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Please make sure that you like and share the content with everybody else as we continue to bring you my opinion of things unapologetically. So, for this recap, I am going to be recapping the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, let me just say this is my first time recapping the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but it is a lot going on. Like, a lot going on. So, if I mess up on some names, it's like some of the people I really know, but I don't always watch this show. Really, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the only Housewives show that I watch. I am familiar with the others. Potomac is amazing, and Beverly Hills is amazing, for sure. But I'm just not as familiar with all of the people. But I do have a pretty good grasp over most people because I have seen it enough times. So with this, we are coming off of Erika Jayne's night of I don't give a yeah, like I just can call it her night of I don't give a fuck. Like we are in Aspen. All of the ladies are there. We have Cherie, which I know Cherie, Garcelle, who I'm familiar with, Kyle, Crystal, Dorit, Kathy Hilton, Erika Jayne, Lisa Rinna. Everybody is there. It's another lady, Sonola, something like that. But everybody is there. And the night before, yeah. Erika Jayne is giving you the prime example of I don't give a like. So to give some basis, Erika Jayne, who was married to Tom Girardi, is going through a huge legal battle with the victims of Tom Girardi's firm, but also they're victims of previous large crimes. If you don't know, Tom Girardi is very well known for his legal proceedings where he is the attorney for suing major corporations on behalf of the victims. So I think the Aaron Brockovich story, and this is like all of my thoughts and opinions, this is not considered fact. So allegedly, I think the Aaron Brockovich story, all of those kind of things, Tom Girardi was his firm or firms that he's worked with, were the lawyers for those cases. A lot of plane crashes, a lot of, fires. His company actually were the lawyers for those victims. The victims basically say that allegedly they were never given all of their settlement money and that all of the money was diverted to the legal company. They're supposed to hold it in trust and the money was spent. All of that is being held up in court. I do not know the facts of all of that. I'm just giving you the brief synopsis. So one of the things that is happening is Erika Girardi is being sued. Erika Girardi, known as Erika Jayne, because they're basically like, she knew about this. My personal opinion, I don't know that she did know about this. I think with any marriage or any relationship, you can have your bank accounts, you can have all of your business doings, and you may not necessarily know what your partner is doing. If you're living in a house and your partner is buying you gifts, you don't know that your partner is maybe not making all of this money if your partner was embezzling things. Unless you guys have a very open book. You're looking at the accounts, you know how much money they're bringing in. In a lot of relationships, people don't know all of those things. I just don't know that that's a true statement, that you would know everything that your partner is doing. And so she's being sued because they basically say that the money was being funneled to her or being spent on her, and she was aware of all of this and all of this. So when they're coming to it, they're asking Erika and Aspen about these victims, and don't she feel if she can make them whole, if she could sell these earrings that are worth like $750,000, and Erika is adamant, no. Those are alleged victims. They are not her victims, and no. So I'm going to say this. I understand Erika's strong stance. In the world of public opinion, Erika is guilty. That's her husband. She was living this lavish lifestyle. She's guilty. So she has a very left field or right field, however you want to look at it, stance that she is not going to be paying money because that shows her guilt. I'm not saying that I agree that it shows her guilt, but her stance is if I start paying money, then I'm guilty because you've already made me guilty. I guess, in the way the world is now, you're guilty before proven innocent. If you are accused of something, people don't even ask you, or people don't wait for the facts of the trial to come out. You're guilty already. That's what the court of public opinion says. That's how it kind of happens a lot of times. So her stance is, I am not going to give up my earrings that were a gift to me to these people who I don't know all the facts of the case, because then it will be like there's some wrongdoing, that like I know the facts of the case, like I was a part of all this, like I feel so, and I don't know all of this. I don't know if they didn't get all of their money. I didn't work for that company. That's her stance. Like it, love it, hate it, that's her stance. And she's sticking firm with it. She's telling them, go wherever y'all want to go. She ain't bowing down to y'all. Y'all bow down to her. She don't care what you talking about. She's not here for it. And guess what? I'm not mad that she's sticking to her guns. Her stance is, if they're victims, there are victims, but there are things that have to play out in the court of law. I'm not giving up that would be like if you were in a legal battle and they had you and your husband, and they came and they said, well, guess what? Your husband embezzled all this money, and the house that you are living in, the victims say that, you know what? I'm supposed to get this. Your thoughts are, but this is my home. I don't know anything about the money that he embezzled. And how do I know that he embezzled this money? Can we get the facts of all of this? Can that play out first before I know? And it's not saying I don't feel bad that things happen to people, because obviously if they were his clients, there were victims at some point. But being victims of actually Erika Girardi or Tom Girardi, they don't get that. This has blown up and it has become bad. Erika Girardi storms out. Erika Jayne, storms out. She is going ham. I am not playing. These women are dramatic. If y'all think Housewives of Atlanta is dramatic, no, these women are dramatic. Erika Jayne is not here for it. She is not leaving no prisoners in how she feels. She is going ham, like ham and cheese. She does not care at all about what you think. Her stance is, I did not do anything, so why am I supposed to be having all of this extra remorse? Everybody else wants her to have empathy just because there are victims. I don't think the question is, were these people clients and they were a victim of something previously? But I think her difference, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, is they're not victims of mine. I didn't do anything to them. If so, they're victims of Tom Girardi and things of that nature, and I don't know all of that yet. Being victims and being his clients is not a question. If they are his clients, they are victims of something previously for them to be his clients. That is not a question. So her stance is, she's at Kyle's house. She move out in the middle of the night. She has Dorit, they move her out. She goes stay with everybody else because she says she ain't bowing down to them. I think that it's a very sticky issue and everybody's on sides, but everybody has kind of made up their point. They continue to try to go on this trip and they kind of hash out or talk about the things that happened along the way. It comes out the next day that Erika has some charges that are dismissed in the fraud case in one county. It was dismissed with prejudice, so I think they can't refile it. And so she's like, look, I'm telling you that I'm not a part of this. And so that's her stance, why I'm sticking so strong. But the ladies are all having these conversations about her. Kyle feels some kind of way, because she's not a victim. Her and Kyle got into a whole shouting match about this. You continue to go on and you see these dynamics. Dorit is trying to listen to her. At one point, Lisa Rinna and them come and they're like, I'm coming to hear what you're talking about because, I get you. And they're able to hug it out. The other ladies come try to find her. Erika like, don't open that. Lock that door. She like, man, F them. I'll fly back commercial. I'm not rocking with them. She's very strong on her stance. Erika Jayne is very strong, does not hold her tongue. I can't lie when I watch it. The things that I do see that kind of throw me off outside of Erika Jayne. So we got Kathy Hilton on here. Kathy Hilton feels like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is her own commercial. Sweetheart, I drink tequila. I ain't never even heard of your tequila. And maybe I don't drink that type of tequila, or maybe it just ain't available here. I don't know. But she keep trying to throw that little cheap tasting tequila off on everybody. Ooh, well, what about my tequila? Or, ooh, my tequila. Well, ooh. And everybody like, well, I don't care about that tequila. So she is offended that they go to a place and Lisa Rinna say, well, I want to try Paris Hilton tequila. Maybe Paris Hilton tequila is better. Maybe Paris Hilton tequila people have heard of. Because not Paris Hilton. Let me scratch that. Wrong, 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 wrong. She says she wants to try Kylie Jenner's tequila. Paris Hilton does not, let me make sure that's correct. It is Kylie Jenner's tequila. And that's where Kathy Hilton is upset. Like, you're supposed to be trying my tequila. You're my friend. We're on here. Why are you talking? She storms out. She's mad. Her sister, who is Kyle, is like, when she's mad, she's mad. There's nothing we can do about it. But she's like your old drunk auntie who get mad over everything. That's what I take over. She can't even walk in the snow. She about to fall. I don't even know what she be talking about half of the time. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, my tequila. And I don't even have to deal, shouldn't even have to deal with this. I'm upset now. Like, you're like, what are you talking about? Did you just drink a whole bottle of tequila before you came? Like, I am very confused on this lady. I'm sorry not to disrespect this older lady, but I'm just very confused. Like, Kathy Hilton is like, sweetheart, you should be on the senior citizens of Beverly Hills because I don't even know that you fit with these ladies. You is like they grandma. Like, it is not a connection to me. I don't even know what she be talking about half of the time. When you have Garcelle, who's beautiful, you got all of these other ladies who kind of, like in between, like 40 some years old, still like blah, blah, blah. And you got her coming in there and I don't even know what she talking about. Her fashions ain't fashioning. Like I don't know. I don't get it. So she's very adamant about this tequila. She's very hurt up about this tequila. But she goes home. They finally decide, we're going to go to the other place. Kyle is going to take us to another place tonight. Kyle, the other people are saying they're not coming. Kyle is very upset about the Erika Jayne thing. So her and Erika talk and they just still don't see the eye to eye. Kyle has her stance. Kyle's husband is very reasonable. So he's trying to bridge the gap between her and even Dorit because they have, different opinions. Dorit says, well, I'm therefore because she was crying. It's compassion here. Kyle was saying, no, she don't have Erika Jayne is not showing compassion for those victims. So why am I supposed to show compassion for her? I don't know the stance on that. Do I understand Erika Jayne being stern on her stance? Yes. Do I understand Kyle and everybody feeling like Erika should be more empathetic? Yes. But I think my question is, should Erika be empathetic and say, yes, there were victims who my husband's firm represented and they are victims. But I'm saying I don't know that they were victims of any wrongdoings from Girardi Keese because I was not a part of that. So I can't call them victims. I think that may be where it kind of the lingo gets weird for me. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, comment below. Let me know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think she's saying, I can't say they're victims. Who are they victims of? I don't know what Girardi Keese did to them. If they were his clients, they were definitely victims of a previous suit. Maybe they were in a plane crash. Maybe their house burned down. Maybe they were in a malpractice suit. They were probably victims in that. But as far as with me, I can't call them victims. I think that's her stance. With the ladies, I think Garcelle is very like, girl, I done told you how I felt, and this is what it is. I think, Kyle is very much like, you should be calling these people victims, and I have a stance with it. This is how I feel. I think Dorit is trying to understand her. I think Kathy don't even know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't think she even know what day it is. I think the girl Crystal is kind of, I don't know her. It's like she's trying to make a point and she's saying that the woman has no moral compass. But I think, from the flashback, she was talking to Crystal and she was very much there for Crystal as it relates to some things Crystal had going on. But I think Crystal kind of wants her to be more empathetic and she's not letting up on that. And maybe possibly because, she feels like, hey, they're victims. I don't care what you say. I'm also new to the group and I don't feel like y'all have let up on me. But Crystal and Erika Jayne really don't see eye to eye. And Erika Jayne is like, girl, I was there for you. I'm not, but Crystal is still not letting up. And I'm not mad at her for not letting up. If that's her stance too, I think she got to hold with it. Lisa Rinna is like, she should be like next door neighbors to Kathy Hilton. Like at this nursing home almost like, she wanted them to may get like a day pass to work. To be at the senior citizens of Housewives like home or something because Lisa Rinna is almost to the point where I don't know what she's saying either. And I don't even get her. And I used to like her on Days of Our Lives. Y'all remember on Days of Our Lives? What was her name? Frankie or Billy or one of them. She was like on Days of Our Lives. When I was growing up, I used to watch Days of Our Lives. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I love Lisa Rinna, but I just sometimes don't feel like she there either. Like, I'd be like, what are you talking about, Lisa Rinna? But yeah, that's a whole nother story. But as far as this, I think that these women are dramatic. Like, if y'all say Real Housewives of Atlanta is dramatic, no, these women are dramatic. I have to respect Erika Jayne's stand. I love Garcelle. I think Kyle is kind of in the middle. Dorit, I'm still figuring out how she is, but she seems very much to be a friend. Crystal, I kind of don't know. She kind of is just like, okay, you're there. You probably could have been a friend of the show. I love Cherie. I'm not going to lie. Cherie, who used to be married to Will Smith. She's his first wife. Cherie is amazing. And I don't think you get to see the full Cherie, except one moment where they do a flashback in the car and Cherie, they say, how you feeling, Cherie? And Cherie say, constipated. She said, I ain't had a bowel movement since I've been up here with y'all. Basically, they didn't stop Cherie from shitting. Cherie ain't even using a bathroom. They didn't clog that woman up so much with all their drama. All they do is drink and eat and cuss each other out. But so I think the other lady who has a young child, Selena Salon, or I think she's all right, cool. She kind of blends. Sutton and Kathy definitely should be roommates. If Lisa Rinna's there, day visitors. Sutton and Kathy, they seem just like too removed. They seem real aunties of Beverly Hills, or real, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should be at home eating Fig Newtons and drinking prune juice or something. Like, I don't get it with them. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can put them like as friends of the show or something. Maybe they are friends of the show. I don't know. But overall, I think this was a very interesting show. It make me like tune in a little bit more because it was very interesting. Normally, I don't watch housewife shows, FYI. Most people don't know this, but I don't really watch a lot of like reality shows and stuff. But I think it was very interesting. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming to listen to me unapologetically talk about things that I'm watching and doing. And continue to like, share, subscribe. I'm going to kind of continue to bring you more content. We're going to figure out what the set should look like, because I am super thankful for everybody that has tuned in so far, everybody subscribed, everybody that shared these videos. And I want to say thank you for allowing me to come into your world via this channel and be me, and you guys to love it unapologetically. You can find me on everything social media, DonJuanNC. You can also do it the link below. You can see that you can get some of the shirts I've been wearing, my Good Trouble shirt, If Focused Was a Person, and much more at thenewmeaning.com. And again, like, share, subscribe, and continue to watch unapologetically. Thank you guys so much for watching.